Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I wanted to put my voice out there with all the racism stuff, the social injustice, the prejudice, the oppression. And it's really hard, obviously, I feel like, for these types of topics to know really where to start. And definitely I want you guys to hear my heart first before I jump into any of this. My goal here is to let y'all know that I walk with you, I'm praying for you, I'm here for you. If you would like to talk or share your story, please feel free to contact me or do so in the comments. I would love to hear your story. It's truly an honor to hear your story and to listen. So obviously, my goal here is to be supportive, and that's my hope, and really just give me grace if I don't say stuff perfectly, because obviously I'm still chronically ill and I'm just doing the best to my ability. So I wanted to start by sharing this quote that I had heard recently from Jennifer Rothschild, and it didn't really have to do with this topic, but I do feel like it applies. So courage isn't a one and done thing. It's a daily choice. It's a daily battle. So I feel like for so many of us, and again, if anybody's like, oh, well, you're white, I'm not white, first of all. Second of all, my family is interracial. I find that like a strange term, honestly. We're all a different skin tone. So my perspective with everything that happened, like with George Floyd and just racism in general and prejudice, it's just different because of the way I've grown up, because of everybody in my family. And I feel like with this particular instance, it was really a wake-up call. I don't know if it's just everything going on in the world or what, but I was definitely like, you know what, this could have really happened to any of us. Like, it could happen to somebody in my immediate family that ends up having a poor encounter with a cop, or just anybody in day-to-day life in their passings, just going about doing their business, and it could turn into a tragedy like it did for George Floyd's family. I don't really care what side of the fence you're on. Racism is not okay. Persecution is not okay for any group of people. It's not okay if the individual is African American, Hispanic, Trini, Asian, disabled. You can fill in so many blanks, you know what I mean? And as a human population, we just seem to judge so much and so harshly, and that is not our job. Our job is to empower one another and to uplift each other and to cry with each other, to laugh with each other, to do life together, not to kill one another, not to make each other's life heck, not to tease, not to bully. I mean, these are basic concepts that we're trying to teach preschoolers, and yet grown individuals cannot withhold these easy standards. It doesn't make any sense, the way, honestly, that the world acts sometimes, and I'm sure you can all agree with that. I mean, I have not experienced racism to the degree that some people have, and I'm not going to pretend that I have, but growing up, when I was little, I was called racial names and different things because I didn't fit in, and I was very aware that my skin was darker than the others, and I couldn't blend in as well as I wanted to. This way I could kind of, disappear. I didn't look exactly like Barbie, and so many different times people have said stuff to me because of it, and it's like, that's such a silly and ridiculous thing, and yet it happens. In my personal opinion, there's absolutely no reason that man should be dead. If you have another opinion, that's fine. I do respect you. I respect everybody having their own opinion, but I really feel just in my gut that this guy should still be alive. I feel like, you know what, the story that I've heard, it could have happened to any of us. Like when we were discussing it just as a family, any of us could have had a counterfeit bill and not have known, and then ended up in a scuffle or something racial due to like different skin colors. I mean, it could happen to anybody, honestly. And I do understand that there are just so many sides to this. There's so much hurt, so much heartbreak, and it is just devastating. I've seen just this close friend of mine whose husband happens to be a cop, and just the outrage that people want to like blame all cops, that it's their fault. But it's not just them. This is a human thing. It's not just a one profession or anything. Just like everywhere, honestly, guys, there is good and bad. There's good and bad in white, African American, Asian, the disabled community. There's good and bad in the medical field, in the police force, in the army. I mean, pick a profession, pick a skin tone, pick anything, and there's literally good and evil in everything. And that's unfortunate that there is, you know, bad, but it happens. And so my heart is heavy also for the cops who are literally doing the best to their ability, serving their community with all their heart, soul, and mind, and they put everything into it, and now they're being treated so poorly because they're called a cop or a police officer, and because a police officer did this, that everybody wants to like persecute them and be nasty. And there's just so much hurt, and it is so devastating to watch. And I know this video is not gonna do much or help much, but it was important for me, like in my gut, like to speak up and to say something. That's part of the reason, you know, Chronically Hopeful exists, is I wanted to be a voice for those who felt like they couldn't speak up. And I want to continue doing that. And I want you to know, even though I don't understand everything you're going through, I don't understand all the emotions, I sympathize to a degree. I can attempt to put myself in your shoes to a degree, as much as my imagination allows me to. No, it's not perfect, but I'm here to learn, to listen, and to help make change. And it's just so devastating to see the way the country is, between a pandemic and people going, oh, the government wants to control us, and just all these crazy things, and just the pandemic in general, and then having all this racial stuff on top of it. And these are just the heartbreaks we hear about. This doesn't include, you know, the smaller heartbreaks that devastate people every day. Just so many times that you just really think, Lord, it's just really not supposed to be this way. This is not how you intended things to be. And it's just devastating. So I'm here to walk with you. I'm here to speak up when I can. I'm here to listen. I'm still learning about everything. Like I said, everybody's a different skin tone, literally in my family. We go from very Caucasian, like white as snow, to African American, and that is my immediate family, like in my household that I grew up with. So like my perspective, like I said, is different, but I don't pretend to know everybody's experience or that I can even relate, because I know everybody's story is so unique, so different. But I'm here. I don't understand everything, but I stand with you. And I hope that that does make a little bit of a difference. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it makes you maybe feel a little bit less alone. I would simply adore and love to hear your story in the comments. If you're willing to share. If not, don't worry about it. Leave any comment, I guess, that you want, and I will chat with you guys in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.